Hey, good morning, everyone. I am thankful for this day. This is Tuesday where I am. I'm just sitting out here right before I go inside of Lowe's. I have to get some things for the house, fixing it up. And I was impressed to make sure that I go live and just communicate the inspiration that stirs in my heart so that what's affecting me positively can affect you positively. You know, we need a lot more of positive things in our world affecting us in a good way because there's more than enough reasons to be affected negatively. And so today I was being reminded of a passage that has really encouraged me in the past and is encouraging me right now. We find it in the book of Hebrews chapter 10, I believe it's verse 35, where it simply says, "Don't cast away your confidence because it carries a great reward with it." I think the old King James Version says, "Cast not away your confidence, for it hath great recompense of reward." I kind of like that language a little bit because it just kind of calls your subconscious to attention. It has great recompense of reward. In other words, that there's a spiritual confidence that is poured out in your heart when you have a vision or a dream or a desire or simply a nudge to have improvement in some area of your life, whether it's spirit, body, soul, mind, mission. All of these things are our spirit driving us to manifest greater good in the natural realm. And so as we begin to stir ourselves to being conduits through which greater good can be manifested in our experience, what happens is we get vision, we get faith that begins to build on the inside of us as we feed upon words of good, as we feed upon words of God. I think it's so important, for us to stir our hearts to the realities of the good that is occurring around us. Why? So that we build our faith, and when we build our faith, we build our consciousness energy that propels us forward into the good that we're here to bring forth. We're here to bring forth good. We're not here to be in misery, in poverty, or in greed, or in any kind of thing that would strain and cause the soul to die, but we're here to develop into all the good that God has called us to be, to do, and to have. Well, I love that passage again because it shows us that there's a certain spiritual confidence that begins to develop in us as we grow in faith, as we grow in God. And this spiritual confidence is intended to propel us forward. It's intended to help us to blast through the challenges and the obstacles that come across our path, because there's always the opposite motivating force, isn't there? There's always something that tries to throw you off of the good that you are intending on manifesting, or the good that you're in the process of doing. And so even as we experience the energy that tries to throw us off course, we've got to be mindful that Spirit empowers us with a spiritual confidence, not in our own natural ability alone, but in Spirit empowering us to do, Spirit empowering us to be. And knowing that Spirit empowers you and supports you in your being, oh my God, that is a powerful thing, to know that Spirit of God empowers and supports you in your being, and therefore empowers and supports you in your doing, gives you a spiritual confidence. In fact, maybe that should be an affirmation for you today. Spirit of God empowers and supports me in my being. The Spirit of God empowers and supports me in my doing. And in all of this, we are able to be, to do, and to have the good that we desire to be, to do, and to have. So I just wanted to stir up your heart today to know that there is a spiritual confidence that is stirred up inside of you. And as it's stirred up, it carries a reward with it. The reward oftentimes is the ability to overcome the challenge and to manifest the purpose that resides within you. Anytime there is divine call, there's divine purpose, or there is passion in your heart to transcend your present predicament, or to manifest something in your life that you've been given an urge from heaven to, or from something beyond just your physical self, then you understand that it requires a spirit of perseverance. It requires a tenacity to walk into. Why? Because in the attainment of any good, there's always life that happens, right? It's not always sunshiny. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes the rain's good. Sometimes the rain is good and brings about greater growth. And sometimes the storms can be destructive, and yet there must be a tenacity that says after the storm, we keep on going. We do what we have to do. We have a resilient spirit and mind, and we keep going. And so that is a spiritual confidence that has to be kind of seated down in you. And if you don't always feel spiritually confident, that's okay. Neither do I. What we do is we feed upon that which causes us to return to our space and our place of spiritual confidence. Cast not away your confidence, for it carries with it a great reward. Sometimes in our culture or in our spirituality, I think sometimes we harp on humility so much that we forget that there's a spiritual deposit within us that we're supposed to be here to manifest. And if your meter is all the way over, I gotta be humble, gotta be humble, gotta be humble, gotta be humble, sometimes that negates the spiritual authority God gave you and God wants us to use, right? So the humility is in knowing that I don't do it on my own. The spiritual confidence is in knowing that God's given me so many tools that I can use to be here to demonstrate the good that I'm supposed to bring forth. Right? So just want to encourage you today to don't cast away the spiritual confidence, the confidence in your own heart, mind, and state of being that propels you forward to manifest the good you came here to manifest. Because there's a reward associated with your ability to stir up the confidence of spirit within you. It helps you to go forward. It helps you to be, to do, and to have the good that you've came here to be, to do, and to have, and to share. And why is it necessary? Because it's a propelling force that moves life forward. So I just want to proclaim movement forward in your life. Even where you are presently, may there be a forward momentum of progress, of expansion, of increase, of goodwill, of well-being, of moving into more of the good that is for you. Say, it's for me. God's good is for me. God's goodness is for me. Great goodness in the earth, in my mind, in my body, in my affairs, in my life. It's for me, and it's for me to share. Make that your affirmation. And don't cast away your confidence, because it carries with it a great reward. Much love to you, and bye-bye.